Welcome, everyone, to an all new episode of Projectized, where I'm continuing my three-part series for the Managed Project Knowledge. Today is part two, where I'll be focusing and reviewing the tools and techniques. So, in part one, I did the inputs, and today I'm doing tools and techniques. So, I'm going to do a little recap for the definition according to the project management body of knowledge. Um, Managed project knowledge is the process of using existing knowledge and creating new knowledge to achieve the project's objectives and contribute to organizational learning. The key benefits of this process are that prior organizational knowledge is leveraged to produce or improve the project outcomes, and knowledge created by the project is available to support organizational operation and future projects or phases. So, what are the tools and techniques? Well, after you use all of the inputs, you're going to transform them. This is like the transformation process where you and your project team apply tools and techniques to convert the inputs into outputs. So the first one is expert judgment, then knowledge management, information management, interpersonal and team skills, specifically active listening, facilitation, leadership, networking, and political awareness. So we're going to go into this, and I'm using the Project Management Body of Knowledge 6th edition. Uh, and so right here, they have expert judgment. Specifically, I want to highlight knowledge management and information management, which are the next two. And the importance of knowledge management is to connect people so that they can work together to create new knowledge, share tacit knowledge, and integrate the knowledge of diverse team members. Remember in part one, I talked about the difference between explicit, which is tangible knowledge, versus tacit, which is intangible knowledge. And I will put a link to that after this live for part one of it. But as I mentioned before, one of the reasons why this new project management process was created for the sixth edition is based on how project management has expanded. It's no longer co-located. So co-location in project management is where everyone in the whole team is situated in one place. That's no longer the case. With the arrival and usage of workforce management, workflow management software such as Slack, Asana, Confluence, Jira, all of those things, uh, project management has to shift too. So, like it says, diverse team members. Your project team members probably could realistically not even be in the same country or the same continent that you are, and you still have to retain the knowledge of the entire project once it gets archived. Or if you're on the other end, using knowledge management and getting historical data and information from previous projects that you can use as a basis for your own. So that's what knowledge management is. I also wanted to give you a background on how this has come about and why it's important to project management. Examples, as I mentioned, networking, social interaction, communities of practice, meeting, work shadowing, discussion, knowledge sharing events such as seminars and conferences, workshops, storytelling. So that's an example of that. The next one is information tools, which are used to create and connect people to information. As I mentioned, workflow management software, such as Slack, Asana, Confluence, Jira, Atlassian. Um, Also, you can talk about Microsoft Teams. That's another one that's online, workflow management software. I also highlighted lessons learned. So, lessons learned from a project management sense is at the end of a phase or the end of a project, you and the project team write down what has gone well, what didn't go well, and how can you reduce what hasn't gone well and increase what has gone well. Next is library services. I wanted to highlight that because in the most digital age, library services is very important. Look at how you archive things from your own personal Google Drive to any type of store, Dropbox, box, any type of storage. That's a form of library services. And you know, library services just magnifies its importance, especially since you have a lot of data stores, knowledge management, information. You need a system. It doesn't have to be the Dewey Decimal System, but you need a system to manage the information and the knowledge. And the next thing I wanted to highlight was interpersonal team skills, such as active listening, facilitation, leadership, networking, and political awareness. I want to highlight active listening, facilitation, which current project management is really pushing for project management, and political awareness means just what politics and the climate is for your immediate department, company, as well as performing organization if you are the one going into an organization and doing a project. So that concludes this episode. I did some overview of the tools and techniques. If you do need any help in passing the project management professional certification exam before the July 1st, 2020, get in touch with me at carlarjenkins.com. So I always shout out people who are live. I did Instagram last week, so I'm going to do YouTube this week. I would like to thank Hype, King Louie, and Marlo's Corner for coming on live. Um, Thanks for coming live, as well as replay viewers. And I'll see everyone in the next live stream video.